Hi, everyone, and welcome to our exciting discussion on empowering health tech, the art of customer engagement. My name is Mariam Lezhava, Head of Sales and Customer Success at Retainly, an omnichannel engagement platform that makes customer retention a breeze. And now let me introduce my amazing guest, Irakli Mirzikashvili, CEO of EKIMO, the healthcare
Hello.
ecosystem that simplifies access to medical services through an easy-to-use app. I'm so excited to have you today with us, Irakli.
Thank you, Mariam. Hello, everyone who is already online. I hope my voice sounds well, and this discussion will be interesting and engaging for you. As Mariam mentioned, I am Irakli, and I run the health tech company EKIMO. EKIMO is a Georgia-based technology company. We are mainly focusing on making technologies for healthcare, which increase accessibility for people to different kind of healthcare services, mainly primary care, pharmacies, diagnostics, etc. So wish you a interesting discussion, and I'm here to answer Mariam's questions, and in case of your interest, your questions as well in the comment section, as I know.
Yeah, please feel free, dear guests, to ask questions to Irakli, and I can ask it for you. Irakli, can you tell us in a nutshell how many people have benefited from EKIMO services already?
So, well, it's about roughly 3 years. EKIMO app is on the App Store, meaning that it's available for the mainly Georgian market and people of Georgia, mainly because we have a quite number of people from abroad who are also using our technology, including EKIMO, and also combining our other apps, which is made by our healthcare company. It's roughly 500,000 unique users, but only for EKIMO we have around 200,000 users, which we have already acquired throughout those 3 years. So those are the people who are
Impressive.
using yes, EKIMO's different kind of services, and not only users, we have around 1,300 doctors who are engaged in the platform. We are also selling on this healthcare marketplace, and they are also practicing their kind of remote, virtual, or in-person medical services. Patients can have a meeting in person in their clinic, or maybe have a virtual phone or video call consultation.
Yeah, and as
Also,
I
we have
know, they can also have manage their prescriptions online, right?
yeah, and prescriptions and the different kind of documentations for the insurance of different types, etc. And everything is recorded in one medical in your profile as a medical and health record. And also more than 100 different branches of laboratories and diagnostics, which is also crucial for in the path to caring your own health. But we believe that health is not just medicine, and the healthcare is how you feel, how you sleep, what you eat, and generally how your acquaintances are doing.
That's insightful. Can you also tell us how does EKIMO stay up to date with evolving customer expectations and preferences?
Sure. Well, let's start who the customer is and what they want and need. In our case, the want and need are in some cases different, and user and the customer also different users, because we have the possibility to take care of your child and your child's account, meaning that user and the patient are different. The user is the user of application is the, for example, mother or father, and the patient is child, or in some cases, for some elderly care services, maybe a
Parent
parent.
as well. Mhm.
Constantly listening to the needs and the journey of what the customer is going through is the key success factor in order to create this seamless and convenient experience. In order to feel the same way or in a better way, what you could have get in case of personal visit to the clinic. The main challenge which we are facing now is that we are changing the behavior. So itself the how you see and how you behave in the health in the caring of your own or your family members healthcare is quite conservative, and it's quite it's not so modern. We prefer to go personally to the room of doctor to feel safe and to be assured that this is something we will always doing, and this is something which we definitely need. But in most cases, and I can say almost half of the traffic of primary healthcare could have been the phone or video call, and the experience to create the path and the feeling that you are getting the same quality and same deliverable of the services by doctor with video consultation as it could have been during the in-person visit is the main agenda for us.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Please tell us how EKIMO leverages customer insights to improve its offerings. Can you share some examples?
Yeah, sure. We have EKIMO has two main domains of services. The first is the domain of medical services, which combines clinics, doctors, diagnostics, laboratories, etc. And second is the pharmacies and retail part, where you are buying product. Let's call it the first is mainly service, the second is the product. In case of product, we are the very lookalike of the e-commerce, where you have your buying patterns, you are sensitive on the offerings, the customer is sensitive on the discounts or different kind of loyalties. And that's different story. This is a section where we can, anyone who is in the industry of e-commerce can create a demand. It means that you can create some nice offerings, and the customer is happy, and you are managing your demand. But in case of medical services, you cannot create demand on the doctor. You should have, or you must have the need for it. So you can't make someone want a doctor. You should create just a
or promote it.
Yeah, you can't promote it. You should need it. You just need to create experience which will have the high net promoter score, and the people will share to their friends and families. And this kind of experience, time by time, day by day, will be kind of the new way how you are dealing with and how you are communicating with your doctor or with your medical service provider. So in those cases, we have two different realities. In one case, we are very lookalike, and we are using in a fine way different kinds of offerings, and we are using different types of tools for e-commerce. But for the services, we are just trying to have as good customer experience, as good seamless experience as possible, and the customers are becoming our key ambassadors of those services.
So you mean that the customers are the ones who have the impact in terms of, like, for example, doctors, how they are promoted on EKIMO app, right?
Yeah.
Decision makers.
Sure. I will just also add some insight from HealthTech. Compared to other industries, healthcare and HealthTech in our case is a bit different. Customer is a patient, or user is a patient, or the family member of the patient, and they are the ones who are in the center of the product, and they are the center of the flow. But itself, the drive and direction is caused by the doctors, who are the industry experts and who are the main opinion makers in the health tech. So if doctor does not like the flow and the doctor is not happy how it works for them, how convenient it is, how stable and reliable it is. Only one side way doesn't work. So it's quite two line of work we are dealing with. At first, it should be a very good experience of the patient, and on the other end, it should be trustworthy for the doctor. Yeah, I
Indeed.
know when we are going in the room of doctor is also of course the main. He or she is a
Yeah,
god,
play.
and he or she says we believe in it. So being in the shoes of the patient and the doctor, and to make sense what they want and need, and what are the key factors, what they are focusing on, is the most important. And you should not be only on one side or another, both are equally important.
Thank you so much for a very interesting answer. How vital is personalization for health tech customer engagement? And what's EKIMO's approach to creating tailored experience for users?
So let's look at this from two angles as well, from e-commerce side and from medical service. And I will start from the e-commerce. For the part, the half of our products are not medicines. They are products for self-care, beauty, and products which are generally accessible without any kind of medical prescriptions. And it's something you choose what you
Yeah.
like or don't like, and what product you feel well.
Mhm.
We are using the marketing automatization for our customers. We are looking through our customer journeys and trying to, with design thinking, have the best experience, to have less churns, to have less customers unsatisfied, to always follow up and try to make sense what are the key factors which we should emphasize on. In case of medical products, of course, we don't do anything. It's just a regular part of the medical field, and it's totally in the hands of the medical practice.
Yeah,
In
it's
this
like
case,
no offerings here, just on-demand processes, right?
yes, but there are a couple of fields or the spaces we are trying to be attentive. The first is to have a wide variety of options and to have as many options as possible, meaning that not to be constrained only in around one service provider, or around one or a few service types, but to have the wide and full range of medical services, and to offer as many medical providers possibility to have access to our marketplace. Second one is to be in synchronization to the modern trends. Either it can be some digital products or some tools which makes easier for customers to have the connection, to have the seamless experience, and to spend less time on consultation. And all those things to be, of course, in compliance to any law, and to be safely transferred and communicating between the parties.
Thank you. You mentioned tools like marketing automation platforms and tools like that. Can you please share what benefits can businesses gain from using tools like marketing automation, and how do they contribute to customer engagement and retention in the health tech industry?
Well, in case of commerce and e-commerce, around 60 to 80%, for example, of customers are abandoning their carts, for example, and there are lots of possibilities there. Marketing automatization can create added value for both for customers and for business. This is a field where the precious tracking of the behavior and precious tracking what they need and want itself, in terms of product, in terms of offering, in terms of quality, makes product and the experience better day by day. So in this case, for example, Retainly, which we have just started using, is a new territory for us to leverage these tools to create more to create more acquisition, more engagement, and better experience and satisfaction of customers. On the other end, always try to be more as creative as possible, as long as we are in the country, which is quite a quite a way back in terms of e-commerce. Almost in terms of retail business, 2.5% is only for e-commerce, and the global average, or maybe European average, to be more precious, is about 7.5%. It means that around 5% of products could have been delivered through customers faster, cheaper, and in a more convenient way through e-commerce or different digital tools. So in this case, we have lots of things to learn and lots of things to discover through the best practices from different countries or our own trial and error.
Amazing. Can you also like give us short, small insights? What are EKIMO's plans? Maybe you're planning to expand your business. Any ideas?
Yes. So we believe in our team. We believe that the healthcare is not medicine, and it's more than just doctor or drug. So we believe that the healthcare starts from your daily life or your daily routine, from your daily habits, and as I already mentioned, how you sleep or eat. Our this year, the goal for this year is to create offerings outside of the medical services, which will be more lifestyle based or healthcare promoter, and the medical services to be the last point in the caring of your health. If we spend more on healthcare routines, we will spend less on medical services. On the other hand, every Georgian household spends proportionally 3 times more on medical services than compared to the European average household, meaning that we are more engaged in the last mile or last minute services, which is medicine or doctor, and we have the lack of concentration or lack of attention on the services, which is kind of prerequisite to feel well, to feel better, and to save more. So this is kind of our big goal, to create one digital space there you can have everything, variety of access and variety of options to take care of your health, and to not only when you need it, but and when you don't have another option, which means when you are ill, not when you are ill, but when you are healthy. So our goal is to have more healthy customers, and more customers who will start taking of their health before they will feel it, and they will, and in case when you feel it, it's always more expensive, and it could have been before. So this is kind of roughly, we are trying to create one digital space for all your healthcare services and connect patients, customers.
So EKIMO will play educational role as well in Georgian market in terms of health and lifestyle.
Yes, yeah. We have been one of the pioneers in delivering throughout COVID period medical services, not only pharmacies at home or at your doorstep in around 25 to 30 minutes, but also medical services, consultation to doctors when it was crucially important, and in most cases lifesaver. So this experience we want to expand and to say that healthcare is more than medicine. Healthcare is how you feel.
Great. And I have one final question for you before we proceed with the questions from the audience. Irakli, what advice would you give the health tech startups looking to improve their customer engagement and retention strategies?
So I want to be very creative to offer that start from small, start with your MVP and try to fail as fast as possible. Try to find your core expertise where you are the strongest. It might be one niche. I recommend for healthcare if you're trying to create technology here, always hear and always talk to the big providers, big companies who are creating this industry, big pharmacies, big clinics, big hospitals, or big insurance companies, and always try to find mutual ways or mutual beneficial corporations, and there you will create your traction. On the other hand, see the competitors, not the health techs like yours, but traditional brick and mortar businesses, which is the territory where the most pain is created for the customers, and try to find the pain points and with mutual beneficial cooperation to big institutions, create a value which will endure.
Yeah.
I can talk more about it more specifically, but I think at first glance, and
I think it was a really valuable
that
advice from your side. And let me read like the questions from our audience. We have one question. Do you also help users from other countries onboard their data from home to enable their Georgian doctors to stay in touch with the previous ones abroad to discuss a patient's history, etc.? Let's start with this one.
If I got right, so we have patients from abroad, mainly they are Georgians who live abroad and who have the constraints on the accessibility to the healthcare. Those are one of the most vulnerable people who don't have the insurance in most cases, who have the difficulty of the language, and in case of when you don't have insurance, every medical service is more expensive for you. And in lots of cases, our remote consultation of Georgian doctors is a really big relief for them. On the other hand, I will just look through to enable Georgia doctors stay in touch with previous ones abroad to discuss patient history, etc. So regarding as I say, it's about the second opinion or the doctor-to-doctor consultation about the different cases. As for now, EKIMO is the doctor-to-patient platform. We don't have yet doctor-to-doctor services, but this is something under the name of second opinion or under the name of the consilium we are working on to kind of maybe import or to get and be shared by some of our experienced Georgian doctors who work abroad, and their experience to be shared to our patients. Even though we don't have it now, but I think we will have with the new EKIMO, which will be launched in the autumn this year.
New version of app, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the second question from Swan was, even though your product provides a universal deliverable, do you approach customer engagement differently for citizens? Maybe he means Georgian citizens and visitors.
I mean, if visitors, we mean non-Georgian citizens. In this case, besides I think the insurance policies, we don't have any kind of constraints. If the medical services are handled or conducted in Georgia, so this is something which you can do freely. On the other hand, in the remote consultation, during the remote consultation, there is no such differentiation between Georgian and non-Georgian. So if the doctor speaks in different language, and in our application you can see which doctor speaks other than Georgian language, you can just freely talk to and share and get your feedback. So this is how, if I got right the question, I think this is what I can say.
Yeah, I think your answer was relevant. Uh, and I guess we don't have any more questions. Thank you, Irakli, for your valuable insights and being with us today. I hope our viewers have gained some useful tips on how to build a successful customer engagement and retention strategy. I'd also like to thank our audience and our attendees for joining us today. And stay tuned for more events with Retainly.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Mariam.
sorry. There's one more question. Please, I will take your minute.
Okay.
Oh, Olga is asking, what are your
Mhm.
recommendations to smaller businesses in health field? What are the best first steps to start digitally engage with customers?
Yeah, as I already mentioned, do a fast, small, and in some cases ugly MVP, because the speed in learning is a like we call it superpower. And try to find the right timing, because time is not always right to do what is right,
Yeah,
as there
timing
is
is the
saying.
key.
Yes. Um, Try to find a product market fit and then hire big staff. Try to start small and grow linearly. Try to hire attitude and train them for skills, and see the main brick and mortar traditional businesses as the main competitors, and also foresee the interest of the big institutions. Never ignore the influence of doctors, who are the main opinion makers in this industry. Not to have the bias that if you set low price, customers will buy. No, way will not buy. Try to differentiate who is the customer and who is the user. In
Yeah,
healthcare. Mainly 80% of family healthcare decisions are made by women. So try to see those patterns,
yeah.
and yeah, create your clarity for your team and then drive the action. Lastly, I will recommend to measure, to spend lots of time on measurements. So in cases where your app is free and you're just pay as you go. I mean, when you are buying, customers just buy the services and the usage of app is free. Revenue can be the main variable or KPI for you, and try to look revenue attentively. But in case of your app is free and it's just usage, different kind of measurement tools for customer engagement and usage, like active users, paying users, etc., are the key success factors which you can look through. Because what you are measuring is what you are managing, and if you don't measure what is crucial, you cannot manage what makes you. So try to work with data as close as possible. Yeah, roughly, I think those are the main things for some cases, health techs, and for in lots of cases, mainly generally healthy companies.
Thank you so much once again. Thank you for being with us and
Thank you.
sharing your experience. Thank you, dear attendees. And as I promised, stay tuned. We will get back again with interesting discussions. Thank you.
Thanks so
Bye.
much, Team Britannia, Mariam. Goodbye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Good luck.